Shalom, call for Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Raha Hakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. My name is Barad Bar, coming to you from the GMS campus, Indianapolis. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom, especially to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Today, just going through just a quick hit. Um, And of course, just a reminder that with all the things that are going on in the world, the love of many is continuously waxing cold. And so, as you can see, it says suspect arrested after 6 unalived, including child, in Mississippi shooting spree. So I'm going to click on this video, maybe even pretty much the video is going to go over everything that you see here in the writings here. You could always go back and check it out for yourself. But this is just one of many. And what they're saying, of course, you're going to see is that this is the worst that they have seen in all of Mississippi. And so they're going to also show the suspect, and we'll get some scriptures, and we'll, like I said, keep it brief. Here we go.
Breaking news, a deadly mass shooting in Mississippi near the Alabama border. 6 people killed at 3 separate locations, and overnight a 7-year-old girl is among the victims. What we've just learned about the suspect, now in custody. Here's ABC's Alex Prochet.
Tonight, authorities say that this man, Derica Moore, is behind one of the worst shootings in state history, leaving 6 people dead, including a 7-year-old girl.
There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment.
The Clay County Sheriff says the suspect's trail of terror began just before 7 last night when the 24-year-old alleged gunman shot and killed his father, Glenn Moore, uncle Willie Ed Guinness, and older brother Quentin Moore inside a home. Then he allegedly stole his brother's F-150 pickup, drove to another home, and forced himself inside, where they say he attempted a sexual battery with a handgun before killing a 7-year-old relative. He then allegedly drove to a third home, where they say he shot and killed 2 brothers, Barry and Samuel Bradley. Moore was later taken into custody without incident.
This family, to lose this many family members, at one setting, it's just hard to imagine. So that's the reason I'm saying they definitely need our prayers.
Wait, tonight authorities say that they are still searching for potential motive in what is now the deadliest mass shooting of 2026. Wait.
Oh, okay. Well, it said 2026. I seen in a different spot where they talked about in Mississippi. But of course, let's get some scriptures. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." So that's the vibration that's in this current present world. And the rulers, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, it's the vibration that they have pushed out. John chapter 10, verse 10 says, "The thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy." And of course, when Yahweh Shah returns, he's going to bring life in abundance, roughly paraphrasing the second part. But that's the vibration ever since Esau has been established and have established himself upon the earth. He has done nothing but steal, kill, destroy. And as the scriptures also speak of, as the leaders are, so are the officers, and so are the people. And of course, those who of our people, as you can see, the image was looks like Jake, have taken on the customs and the vibration of the heathen, and so they have gone out and they stole, steal, they rob, they kill, and commit all forms of transgressions, as far as against Yahweh Bashmi outside, because ultimately those of Israel, we are under the law of Yahweh Bashmi outside for as long, um, for life, pretty much. until he puts the law in our inward parts, and we will never go off. Okay. Um, and so the main point is, it says, iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. When you go into that cold, you look at Psycho. And of course, there are a lot of people that have the psychotic mindset, and in any given moment, things will happen and could happen. Whether we're driving amongst them in the streets, so we just have to be careful. We're driving amongst the streets. We're going into places, maybe it's like food spots to go eat, grocery stores, our job, and many of these people, are um, into many lewd acts, or many type of heavy drugs and alcoholics, maybe both, and they bring this, amongst, and then they come amongst everyone else, and so, excuse me, it's a little cold out here. Had to step away outside, but let's get the next scripture. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For my people is foolish, and they have not known me. They are Scottish children, stupid." When you look at Scottish, it goes into stupid children. They have none understanding. Okay, to understand, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and to have the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you would understand that there's judgments that comes along with our actions, uh, and that's whether it's good or evil. The eyes of the Lord is watching, um, his current present rulership, and everything is being documented, and so there's going to be a judgment that's going to come to that man and everyone that's like him. Okay. And so when Yahweh Shah returns, he says, they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So there's many ways that, whatever the situation, when they come out with the motive and all of that, there's always a different way that could have been handled. Okay. And as you see that there was he essayed or tried to essay, or the process of that 7-year-old girl. And so you can see just the demonic mindset, to have gone to one place to another to another. But again, these are spirits also in the world that are created for vengeance. Okay, because the Lord is he says, "Vengeance is mine," and He can use anything of His anything He wants, that is of nature and of anything. Okay, so let's just get it. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. It says, "There are spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force." And that's what he did. All right. He poured out the force, upon um, his relatives, and appeased the wrath of him that made them. Okay. Because this was a judgment from the Lord. And that's what he said, to have understanding that the Lord, uh, none of us can go will go unpunished. Okay, and he knows those spirits in which were taken out, and it says, he, meaning Yahweh, and the Son Yahweh Shai. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 39 verse 29 says, "Fire and hail and famine and death, all these are created for vengeance." Okay, so, and ultimately he's going to bring forth an ultimate vengeance, which is these thermonuclear missiles that's going to hit the Americas, because this place is, and its iniquity has reached up into the heavens, and so something's going to have to give, right? When you have something that's about ready to break, or tension on, as far as a rubber band or some type of rubber that's being pulled on each side, eventually it's going to break. And for those who are around it that could actually see it, they're anticipating. You know how you anticipate, you brace yourself, for the impact. But those who are amongst it that can't see it, they're just going along to get along, and not understanding that when Yahweh Shai returns and these things actually happen, they're going to be taken by a complete surprise, and great death by pain. All right. Last scripture. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 24. It says, "But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream." So the Lord is going to be uh, protecting the righteous um, uh, just as much as He's going to be bringing forth mass judgments upon the earth. And as water, brother Barzal, he brings it out. You know, he said a lot. He says it's hard to dodge raindrops. When it starts to rain and you're out there, you can't dodge it. You know, so you're gonna need the protection and the covering uh, of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai from all these things that are about to come upon the earth. Okay. So I hope that this lesson was edifying, uplifting, and exhorting to the elect body of true believers. Before I end, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Yahahakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopefully elect. Till next time, Shalom.